Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back for more Bushido, Way of the Samurai. We are slowly but surely making our way through the book. Look at that, there's about 96 pages or something like that. And we are on page 79. We are in the last 20, so it's a pretty lengthy story. They've got some lengthy sections in book 8 here. Let's go ahead and start this off, though. Book 8. About Kichinosuke Shida. Note, this samurai, Kichinosuke, avoided giving service to a second lord so that he could remain loyal to the memory of his first lord, who had died. The author speaks of him in an admiring tone. So it's giving us a little forewarning here. About Kichinosuke Shida. Kichinosuke had waited on Masai Ryozozi as a page boy. When the reign of Katsuhige began, he adopted a son and transferred to him the leadership of his house. Then he left his business and lived in easy retirement. Mima Saku Taku was, I guess it should be Mimasku Taku, was on intimate terms with him and called on him frequently. They were very close. Kichinosuke being a man of highest caliber. Mimasku private Mimasaku privately consulted with him on all matters. He intended to advise his lord to give him a big stipend and assign him to an important post. Kichinosuke divined his intentions, pretended to be a fool, and made him seem like a greedy character. Kichinosuke began to deal in eye lotion. He put many things into hock. He performed a dance. He would walk past a vicious dog with the end of his kimono tucked up. Then he would say, "A wound in the leg might heal itself, but a hurt in a kimono cannot heal." Sensing that he was merely playing the part of a fool, Mimasaku intensified his wish to make him serve. In turn, Kichinosuke made himself seem a great coward. He would run under a torii whenever he walked along the bank of a moat. He would walk under the roof of the wall. To top it all off, he walked on the other side of the bank, saying, "I do this because when I meet a murderer, I'll be able to throw myself into the water and save my precious life. Or he would say, I prefer crucifixion to decapitation because death by crucifixion is much slower than decapitation. And I'd like to live a little longer, even if just a little longer. If there is not much difference between life and death, I would prefer to live. All this he said and did in order to avoid service, and he successfully avoided service throughout his life. Once on his way to Chicago to sell eye lotion, he met a gang of bandits in the mountains. He cut them down and drove the other two away by wounding them. Although he kept this event secret, the truth gradually came out, and everyone praised him. Well done! He must be an old fox. To this rumor he explained, not an old fox, but a mere coward. Because I really wanted to save my own life. That's why I cut the others down just a moment before they would have slain me. Other events of a similar nature frequently occurred. He once collected gold and silver and hid it in a ditch. He later placed it in a hole in the pillar and hung it from a beam. On the evening of his life, or in the evening of his life, he erected a gate to the temple of Ryutai-ji, and he built himself a hermitage near a mausoleum of the Lord Masai. There he perished. At the beginning of Lord Mitsuhige's rule, Mimasaku talked with Kichinosuke. Mimasaku said, administration is important when there is a change of leadership. I have taken notes on what Lord Katsuhige said when alive. Listen to them and follow them carefully. I shall be reading them to the rest later on. Mimasaku had read 2 or 3 clauses when Kichinosuke said, I'm feeling bored, so I'm leaving. Becoming insulted, Mimasaku asked him why he felt bored. I expected you to be an average chief retainer, he replied, but I found you useless. It is the chief retainer's duty to make sure every subject is attached to a lord. But if you should show them the present document, they will yearn for the deceased lord even more eagerly, and they will applaud his accomplishments. It is only a short time since the former lord passed away. The tears of the devoted samurais have not yet dried. At this time if such a document should be presented before them, they will miss him all the more. Then they will hardly take to the present Lord. They are anxious about the present Lord, who are born in who was born in Yedo, and who is a sort of stranger among his retainers. If you think of yourself as a loyal and wise official, make this document known to them as if it were written by the present Lord. Never let on your designs, and they will then form a better opinion of him as being a lord superior to the deceased Katsuhige, and they will grow attached to the new lord right from the beginning. At this, Mimasaku said, "You are quite right. This is why I have shown you this to you alone." Then he tore the document into pieces right on the spot. Because that was such a long section, it's the only one I'm going to read today. But from what I'm able to make out from this section, because there is such a way of doing things, don't try to push your ideas of change on someone. Give it time. I think especially in the cases of there being a previous head of the organization having passed that was loved. Do not push your ideas on um, everyone right away. Give them time. People need time to get used to change at points. I think is essentially what it's trying to say. But anyway, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Anyone tries to tell you something that you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.